Okay. All right, here we are. So Nadex touch brackets, what exactly are they? It's basically like a micro futures contract slash microcurrency contract that has right now the duration of a week. Its pricing looks similar to the way a futures contract moves or a Forex pair moves. So standard Nadex products, we're used to optionality. This is going to have an optionality format because they are called touch brackets, and I'm going to explain how those work. It's a little easier to go over in a slideshow, but this is probably the most excited thing I have seen in the markets over the last 5 years. Now, Nadex was groundbreaking in itself, but now touch brackets are taking it to the next level. And in fact, I'm thinking in the back of my head that there's a couple of other market participants that are gonna be a little angry they didn't think of this first. So before we begin, grab a pen and paper. You're gonna wanna write some of this stuff down. You're gonna wanna check out this Nadex touch bracket thing. It is completely new. Let's get into it.
All right, guys, here's the details on Nadex touch brackets. Jack Leeson. So why trade Nadex touch brackets? First of all, guys, this is almost like a look-alike product compared to futures or Forex. There's no overnight margin and no additional margin needed, however. It's got a built-in trading plan, which I'll explain in a following slide, and it's the same action as futures with a product that mirrors the underlying market, whether that's futures or Forex. You want the same action as futures, you want the same action as Forex, you got it with these Nadex touch brackets. So I'm super excited that they're launching these because I love futures. So what exactly are they? Here's just an example of how they're going to work on the S&P 500. Say the opening level for the S&P 500 is 2720. You're going to have 4 separate brackets for each different market. So 4 separate for the US 500, 4 separate for the NASDAQ 100, so on and so forth. The first one is going to have a 10-point stop with a 40-point profit target. The second bracket will be 20 points to the downside with 30 points to the upside. And then the third and fourth, it'll be the opposite. So it'll be 20 points to the upside, 30 to the down, 10 to the up, and then 40 to the down. So if you want to go long the market, you're probably going to want to look at brackets 1 and 2. And if you're looking for short opportunities, you want to sell 3 or 4. And that will just give you positive risk reward ratios. However, you can trade any bracket, any direction. So how do they work? A touch creates an immediate expiration. So if you touch either the top side of the bracket or the bottom side of the bracket, the contract will expire. The ceiling is when the index is equal or greater to the top of the bracket, and then you'll have an expiration immediately upon touching that. And the floor is when the indicative index or Forex contract is lower or equal to the floor of the bracket. If one or more bracket is expired by touching simultaneously, the same amount of brackets are required to bring the total number to 4. So if you take out 2 brackets to the upside in one quick move, there'll be 2 more created. Or if you take out 2 more brackets to the downside, there'll be 2 more created. Same thing. If there's 1 taken out to the upside, there'll be a new one created to the upside. So Nadex touch brackets, and what are they? It's a price range boundary on the market you're trading. It's limiting your trading exposure to the market. So you don't have unlimited losses that you potentially have when trading futures contracts. There will always be 4 different range brackets listed to choose from on each of the markets that expire at the end of the week. So they are weekly touch brackets. They're not intraday. If the underlying market price touches one of these brackets, the contract immediately settles and a new bracket is then listed. Like all of the products on Nadex, the bracket trade risk is always limited to the initial trade costs. You don't have to put up any extra costs if the trade, say, it moves against you or you carry it into the overnight session. For the currencies, the bracket boundary value is going to be $250 total. And for the indexes, it's going to be $500 for the Dow, the S&P, and the Russell. The NASDAQ is going to have a total value of $600, making it the largest touch bracket. So capital requirements, guys, if you buy a contract for $100, your upside is going to be $400. Here's an example of the S&P 500. So if we are 10 handles below the current price here, which would be 27.10, and your touch bracket starts at 27. It's a range from 27.10 to 27.60. If you buy at 27.20, you have 10 points to the downside and a possible 50 points to the upside. So for futures, that range value would be $2,500, which is a lot of money. But if you're trading Nadex, it's going to be a $500 bracket total value. So that's $10 per point in the futures versus $50 per point. $10 per point using the touch brackets versus $50 a point using futures. So it really just lowers the capital requirement to basically trade a smaller version of futures. If you bought this Nadex touch bracket that I'm listing right here, it would cost you about $100, and that's your maximum risk on the trade. Your upside could be potentially $400 if the underlying market trades all the way to the top side of the bracket. Remember, the bracket pricing will be real, true lookalike to the underlying. Yes, these products, the pricing is going to be very close, almost point for point or tick for tick. So that's what's going to make this super exciting to trade. And just like futures, using the touch brackets, you can trade in and out of your position. But if you're coming into the close and you have a winner, you don't need to close it out anymore. Your risk is always defined, and you're not going to have a margin call, and your contract expires at the end of the week. So why I like touch brackets, Nadex touch brackets are good for both the swing and day traders. It's nice to trade with low capital requirements, and I want to be able to hold overnight, but I don't want to put up the margin. So that's why I'm going to be trading these Nadex touch brackets. I encourage you guys to look at them too. But that being said, this is a basic overview of the Nadex touch brackets. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys at least take a look at this product.
All right. Whew. Now that webinar is done, I'm gonna go about enjoying my day. But if you enjoyed that content and you're just excited as I am for the Nadex touch brackets, guys, I'm going to create a 3-part video series absolutely free to share with you more information on how I trade Nadex touch brackets and how to understand the product. Just sign up with that link below and I'm gonna email you all those videos absolutely free. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comment below with any questions that you guys have, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care, and I'll see you guys in my next video.